I finally beat Skyward Sword!
Yes! Let's go! Good job, Simeon.
Oh, long time coming. Long time coming.
Man, remember that one time when I took a nap and said, beat Skyward Sword while I'm asleep?
Yeah, and I didn't do it.
You got so close.
I was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
Oh well.
And then the nuclear bomb took down our internet
Yep.
during our 24-hour Wii live stream.
That was bad. Bad news bears.
Wow, this was a Wii game.
Yeah,
Not
it was.
even a Wii U
no,
game.
it was the last Wii game,
Yeah.
so it's pretty much a Wii U game.
Man, so one console life cycle later, Simeon,
I
how'd
finally
you feel about
finished
it?
I have mixed feelings about it, and I don't know if this is because I didn't really get into the Legend of Zelda games until right after this was coming out.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of lukewarm about the Legend of Zelda games for a long time. I know. But now I'm going back and I want to play and I want to beat them all.
Not that I can speak that much against that. I was introduced with Twilight Princess. So we've been both kind of backlogging the series.
Yeah, we're late bloomers. But as far as this one goes, it's kind of a mixed bag. There's a lot of slow going, and people complain about the slow start at Twilight Princess. This one has a really slow start as well. It's just...
Yeah. Isn't it like a 50-hour game?
Oh, man, yeah, at least. Wow. This is a long, stinking game. And, there were things to keep it interesting, but... and a lot of different memorable parts. But, I don't know, It just seemed like a lot of slow going. But,
Well, I was going to say, isn't one of the cool parts the puzzles? They're not all contained within the dungeons.
Yeah.
The areas between dungeons are puzzly, and maybe it's slow because you have to slow down and solve those things.
I think you're right, because I don't necessarily have a problem with that principle.
Yeah.
But... if I think about Twilight Princess, the outer world, outside the dungeons, besides Kakariko, are all really bland and forgettable. Whereas this one, they spread it out so much that there's not you don't get to enjoy traveling from one place to another. I don't know. There's not as much open space. Everything is crammed with. You got to do this in this room and this in this room, and it's so packed in. But it just feels kind of sluggish because,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Maybe if there were, more action sequences instead of puzzles all the time. Because I think I liked what they were going for. We'll make the overworld count more, give you more to do, but it was a lot of puzzles. So what if it was more stuff like that Western segment in Twilight Princess?
Oh, golly, that would have been awesome.
Different kind of action setups.
And what I'm kind of realizing is this, as we're talking about it, it kind of reminds me almost of a Spyro game.
Okay.
Where you're going to come back to the same level, you're going to have the same familiar locations, but you're going to be doing completely different things that don't necessarily have to do with The Legend of Zelda. Everything is different. But besides that, the dungeons are cool for the most part. Even the Silent Realms, I know they're kind of, they're nerve-wracking, and you get to the Silent Realm and you go, oh, I can't use my sword. But really? I found them.
All about that.
Oh, well, you blocked it completely out of your memory.
What do you use?
You have to run and collect these little soul berries or what? I don't know what they're called. I don't care.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. But those were fun. The Ancient Cistern was a really cool dungeon, and the Sky Keep in Skyloft, where you shuffle the rooms around. Such a great idea. Those were probably the best ones, and I just like seeing that they were. And I wasn't able to find a video explaining all of it to me, but I took note of it. Is each theme or each dungeon has a different theme and a different mythology that it derives from.
That's awesome.
The sunken ship is like takes from Western mythology, whereas like the ancient cistern is like Indian mythology. And I want to see so smart. I want to see all of that laid out for me. Somebody to break it up for me because it was really cool. But
What?
Were I?
What were you saying?
I was finished.
Were you interested in the story?
No. I found the story to be pretty darn boring.
Oh.
I thought it was...
But Zelda's not a princess.
It doesn't matter. See, the story...
And Groose had a character arc.
Kind of. Yeah, and that was probably the most interesting part. One of the most interesting parts. But it has the what I'm going to call Return of the King syndrome. I just finished it today, and it took like 9 years to end, and like this character's story was wrapped up in like a 7-minute segment, and then we had to wrap up this character's story. And it's like, just stinking.
I totally get what you're saying with Return of the King, because
golly.
If you count while you watch that movie the different times that it could just perfectly well end, you get up to like 5 to 7.
Yes, yeah,
depending on how reasonable you're being.
Even after the credits, there's an after credits sequence that.
Not in Return of the King.
No.
That was Marvel.
So the story was dumb. The characters, as I was thinking, I'm like, okay, the characters are fine.
Yeah.
And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, no, the characters are terrible. The characters are stupid. And I talked about this before with the goofifying the characters, making them look stupid, making them act stupid, making them sound stupid. I'm so glad that we're gonna hopefully be done with, yeah, exactly. I hope that we're finished with that. With Breath of the Wild, it looks different. It looks promising.
Is it racist that I think of those? Should I finish the sentence?
Go ahead, finish it.
I think of those kind of touches as Japanese.
Yes, I do as well. Okay. I don't know how true that is, but because the Western games are all gritty and then you have Floppy McFlopperson running a giant sky circus or whatever. All right. Kalakdos was a cool boss. Girahim was pretty cool. He was an awesome first boss. He's probably like one of the best first bosses I've ever seen in a game. Mm-hmm. And then the Freak, what did they do to him at the end? At the end of the game, he's like, dude, like dancing around, like all stupid like. I'm like, what in the world are they doing? And he says this line, I quote, he says, to Groose, stand down, you're in my way, and the sight of your appalling hair makes my gorge rise. What in the world does that mean?
That's great.
It makes my gorge rise? I don't want to see anything rising on Kyrie. I want to know what that means. Like, I'm guessing that means that it angers him, but I've never heard that makes my gorge rise.
Wow, I interpreted that as makes him want to throw up. Something's coming up his throat.
I maybe it does, but to me a gorge is like
I can see the anger
a valley. Too. But you make my lands level. Like that doesn't. Why does that mean that you're angry? Anyway, they completely destroyed him.
But Demise was pretty cool.
Demise was pretty cool, except they ruined him before they got there. He was the giant imprisoned thing. And it's like, okay, that's the big bad guy of the game, and he looks like a goofy Barney knockoff that doesn't have any eyes. And it's like, oh yeah, I defeated him really easily, like 3 times or whatever.
That was Demise?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh yeah, he's being imprisoned. And then you squish him, and then once you squish him, and Girahim does this all over the place, then he looks cool, and then he's awesome.
So they should have just been separate.
Yeah, they should have.
Mine should have just been like protecting him or something.
Yeah, no, but they didn't. And Then there was the stupid harp mini game in the pumpkin place. I don't know if you even bothered with that side quest.
I did, yeah.
I tried so hard. There's no rhyme or reason to beating that mini game. I'm sorry. I know that there is like some sort of method that you can use to beat it. I was not able to find that out. It was stupid.
Wow.
The controls, they were just missteps. I'm like,
really?
I think that, it's, motion controls and, you're able to raise your sword or lower your sword or move it left and right more accurately as you were in Twilight Princess. But still, the Motion Plus is just a big piece of junk.
Wow.
And you don't use the pointer for like shooting your arrow or...
Oh, that's right.
It's stupid. Why
not?
I know. Because of the Motion Plus, they use that.
Yeah, but...
I know.
The pointer is better. The pointer was like the best part of the Wii Remote. And sure, if you want to have the Motion Plus kick in if something blocks or... it could be the backup.
Yeah, but not...
It's baffling that was the main thing.
Yeah, I do not understand that decision.
No.
But in the end, I'm glad I played it. It's a unique story or a unique game. The story isn't unique. But so I was happy with it. I'm happy I played it.
Okay, where does it land for you compared to the other Zelda games that you have experienced?
Probably close to like the middle or the bottom. I think it's better than the original Legends of Zelda, and it's better maybe than Link's Awakening, but I still would prefer Twilight Princess over this.
Gotcha.
Link to the Past and Majora's Mask, I think, much outshine this.
Well, wow.
Yeah, so...
I'll take my game back now.
No, you have your game. That one's my copy.
Really?
Yes, that one's my copy. Your brother... Okay, here's what happened. I borrowed his copy of Skyward Sword. Somehow his brother ended up with it, and I thought that I had lost it. I'm like, I looked everywhere for this game. I can't get it back to Sky. Kind of like what happened with Ocarina of Time. And then, 2 or 3 years later, Alex is like, "Oh, hey, Sky, here's your Skyward Sword game." And my copy was graciously given to me by one of my coworkers when I was working at the grocery store. So thank you, Jason. I enjoyed the game. Wow. No, different Jason.
Okay. Well, I won't take my game back then.
Yes, no, you won't.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the crew.
Don't forget to share this video with your friends who maybe haven't enjoyed this
game.
If they're trying to figure out whether to buy a console generation old game, show them this review.
There you go. See you guys next time.
Signing out.